I'd had a year and a half to prepare, and suddenly now was this moment of truth where I felt that my entire career was on the line.
Elvis is like tonight.
If you're looking for trouble, you came to the right place.
It's really challenging.
I wasn't going to make the movie unless I found someone who could play Elvis, and I actually didn't think I would.
Because any human being is complex, but then one that is so well known and that so many people have these imitations of and ideas of, and it's like when you see people in the park and they're drawing caricatures of people and they make the nose a little extra big, and you can still tell who the person is, but it's this warped image of somebody, and I didn't want that. I wanted to find, what does his soul feel like? What's the truth of this human being? And then everything built on top of that. So I got incredibly meticulous about his voice, his speaking voice and singing voice, and his movements and how all of those changed over the years. But at the end of the day, for me, it was about finding his humanity.
I need to get back to who I really am.
He kept on preparing and kept on preparing. He lived as Elvis for 2 years, day and night.
Every second of the day, I was obsessing about it.
But when he walked in the room, you know, he was already down the road.
I'm gonna show you what the real Elvis is like tonight.
I asked him, I think I'm going to have to record the young Elvis because we can't use the early Elvis voice. I'll get a singer to do it. He said, you know, I wouldn't mind having a go myself. I said, do you sing? He said, come in tomorrow with a song. It was Elvis. I mean, he trained and trained and trained, but I was like 100% in the ballpark.
That's all right for you. That's all right, mama. Just any way you do, that's all right.
The second day of shooting was the very first performance that I was going to do. I'd had a year and a half to prepare, and suddenly now was this moment of truth where I felt that my entire career was on the line. I felt that I was terrified that you can do all the preparation, but you don't know what's going to happen when you walk out on stage in front of 500 extras and suddenly you got cameras on you. And so I had those moments of really feeling the pressure and the responsibility. I was shaking and I was backstage, and I had this moment where it really just hit me that that's not a bad thing. This is what Elvis was feeling. His career was on the line. He was terrified. Everything was coming to this moment for him. So he felt those same feelings, but it's how did he channel that? And so then I could take all of that and walk out there, and even though I was feeling the fear, I didn't try to push it away, and instead I channeled it into the audience and into the music. And it was seeing the genuine emotion on the people in the audience's face when a girl actually blushed and another girl actually was laughing and could hardly contain herself. And there was these moments where I realized through this music and through the performance that I could affect the people in the audience. And then I felt almost transcendentally present, where it was like I wasn't even thinking, and I wasn't thinking about moves or any of the homework, and it was just being here. And that was so exciting.
In that moment, I watched that skinny boy transform into a superhero.
I got off stage after that, and I went back to the dressing room, and I was finally, and this was the Elvis dressing room. It was the one in the set that we filmed the scene in, and that's where I was changing for that day. And I went in there and shut the door, and it was just me in there by myself, and I looked in the mirror, which is Elvis's dressing room mirror, and I just had this moment in the silence where I just looked in my own eyes, and I felt that spirit. And I realized that, the terror might still be there, but it's gonna be okay. We're gonna get through this, and it's actually really fun.
I'm gonna do what I want to do. Sing the music that I want.
Dog, player, I get it.